trust your judgment, what do you do?
Store policy is created by the owner, yeah?
Yeah, but okay, so do you think the owner would be happy with you not returning the engagement ring?
It doesn't matter. The store owner has created a store policy. If I don't follow the store policy, then that is going against the owner's wishes. If they come to me and then say, hey, you shouldn't have done this, then you shouldn't have made the policy.
I disagree.
Well, then that's the whole thing, is that then it's at what point, like, are we following the closed universe? Are we following the law? The law is
it's not the law per se. It's not the law in the sense that there's like a criminally binding.
Right. Well, then the question is that should we make exceptions for store policy? And I think the answer to that is generally no. You shouldn't do that. You should instead reflect and change your store policies then. At this point, then, I mean, but once again, does the manager have the authority to do that? So I think
yes. Well, not change it, but at least circumvent it for this case. It's like, okay, it's an engagement ring. We'll make an exception for this. I think if I was the store manager, I would give the ring back because customers establish it's hers. So it's like, what's the fallout of you not giving the ring back? I think that's worse than you giving the ring back and then like.
I don't disagree, but this is for law school, right?
The point is not adhering to the law, it's analysis and application of the law.
I mean, I would say then the argument then shouldn't be to give back the ring, because at that point you've already made the declaration that the ring is the property of the store, right? So potentially giving it away, you're giving away store property. If that's when you're right, then yeah, you can. But I think then that would mean that you're well within your right to keep it too. It's like one of those things where it would be completely up to the individual.
That's the whole point, is that yes, you're within your right to keep it, but just as a whole, like, what's the better choice here?
So then the question would be, what kind of store are you? Are you like a dollar store?
Okay, actually, I didn't mention this. So part of the policy is that due to space and storage issues, we have this policy. So then the fact pattern gives an example of someone who like left a blanket behind. I think it was like a kid's blanket or something, and the clerk, like the cashier, whatever, refused to give it back. And so part of what we wanted to see here is like, okay, can you compare the blanket to an engagement ring? Does that factor in at all?
So the point is the policy exists because they don't want you to leave things in this.
Yeah, due to space and storage issues.
So it's meant purely as so then in that case the store policy isn't. The store policy is more along the lines of, we just don't want people to leave their stuff here, not that it's an issue. And yeah, I mean, if the issue is not to keep their stuff there, then sure, give it back. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, of course. It's lost and found, that stuff. So it's like not like people leave things on purpose as storage or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just gives them
the incentive to not forget their stuff. Yeah, if the whole point is the incentive to not forgive their stuff, and this is like,
again, we don't know that exactly. The only stated thing on the policy is due to storage and like issues, lost and found items.
So then is the issue that after 24 hours we are no longer being held responsible for lost or stolen items.
Well,
or lost items.
Is that it becomes store property.
Okay. Wow. Why did my happiness drop?
I know my gold is like fluctuating too, and I don't feel like I'm building anything.
Then, I mean, once again, what's the purpose of the policy?
Well, so that's part of it too. Like, that's part of what I wanted to see is like, okay, you have this what's stated in the policy, which is not to keep, or it's because of storage issues. But then there's probably like so
let's just say that the issue is storage issues. The reason why it's considered store property is so that we can dispose of it.
Sure.
Okay, so if that's the reason why it's storage, is to dispose of it, not to
be keeping up space. So, for example, a blanket.
Yeah.
It's like,
so then in that case, is we have the right to dispose of something. The fact that we still have the ring, B, it's not particularly large in storage, which is probably the reason why we still have it,
Yes.
then in that case, give it back. If that's the whole point. If it's not an issue.
Which, again, there's no like right answer here.
Right.
Like, I would give it back. I understand if you don't give it back, but you have to clearly explain why your position, like, is like the reasons for your position are like, you know, they override the reasons for the counter arguments.
So it sounds like it's more of logic exercise is a conclusion.
Say again, more logic than what?
It sounds like it's more like a logic exercise rather than a conclusion exercise.
Right, not a conclusion. It's all about the analysis. Like these are all like the textbook is called Legal Analysis, 100 Exercises for Mastery. So the whole point is like analysis. Like there's no right answer. The whole point is whatever answer you do get to, like clearly give out your reasons.
Okay. I was coming at it from like a league, since you said it was for a legal course. I was coming at it from a more legal thing. So I've got no reason. You got to give me a reason to want to give it back because it's technically mine at that point.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's like those factors. But then again, closed universe, and people were like bringing in like terms from other classes, and like they actually brought in like, according to California Penal Code, this. I'm like, what? Where did you get this from?
Okay, so so the whole premise is it's a closed universe, assuming you're with this presumption that you're a store and you're running a store. So everything involving with the store, right? Basic stuff running a store.
You're the manager on duty. The owner is not available, and the owner trusts your judgment to make whatever decisions when the owner is not available.
Yeah. I mean, if the whole point of that is to just dissuade people from losing their stuff for storage issues, then yeah, give it back.
That's the stated purpose, but again, it's like, is there another?
Well, you said closed universe, which would mean that if you don't tell me something, it's not there. That's a stated reason. That's the reason.
So, that's part of it. The part of it is like use common sense and be like, okay, even like it's an engagement ring, okay? It's a $2,000 engagement ring. There's no policy that an engagement ring is like, because it has more, like it may be worth more than a security blanket, then you should give it back. It's like, well, I mean, that's not
that's not part of the policy. Yeah, inherent value. I mean, you still bring common sense. Why is my gold going down? Annoying. I'm really confused as to why I dropped so much. I dropped like 8 happiness, and for whatever reason, it looks like it's because of dissidence, but it's 1 per city or 1 per 10 population. I jumped to 15. Did I fail? Oh no, I bet you I'm no longer allies with Vanillis. There we go.
No.
That's what it was.
None of you has gold.
Yeah, we don't.
No.
You do have enough for me.
No.
That's 9 turns. It
Saving grand
sucks.
for
Okay.
I'm trying desperately to get down to the trade routes for influence because that's gonna save my butt. Because otherwise, it's not gonna be functional. Like, it's not viable to spend money on city states because we're losing influence so fast with them. I just don't have the gold otherwise. Let's see. Let me actually, since I am unhappy. Is there an avoid growth option?
Not necessarily.
think so. I don't know where it would be. Yeah, there. On my screen, it is.
Where is it?
It's under citizen management. At the bottom of that list, I see culture focus, great person focus, faith focus, and then avoid growth.
Oh, I don't have that option. Weird.
Reset tiles.
I have reset tiles, which is what I'm going through and doing all of mine because I have them otherwise set for growth, and that's giving me nothing. Okay, so that put everybody back into specialists, and that put my happiness back into the positives thanks to my bonuses. Well, that's a bummer. I need much time to build castles everywhere.
No, I do too. I was planning on building it.
Well, actually, no. Yeah, I guess 1 happiness. Yeah, I need it too, though, and I got 10 cities, so I can potentially get more out of it.
Yes, I need a gold though.
But that's not really an issue because if I have gold, then you can always borrow. Even though you already owe me quite a bit, I still think, right?
I think I get like 1,500, and I owe Christian 300 to 400, 300 to 500.
Sounds about right. Did anybody, for the problem, just say, well, because it's technically mine, I can do whatever I want with it, so I just decided to give it back because I feel like it's the right thing to do?
You have to give a better reason than that, because then you're just straight up going against policy and not giving a reason why.
Isn't morality a reason?
Straight up? I mean,
Yeah, because I feel like it's the right thing to do. It's morality.
That's not substantive enough. Again, the point is to use the facts, right? Don't just state facts. Don't just say, well, it's an engagement ring. It's like,
No, that's what I'm saying, is that it's a fact that I find it morally correct to give it back.
right. But well, I mean, that's subjective though, right? To be
I don't
really-
disagree with you, but like,
Like, I would want more. I'm like, okay, explain. It's like, explain why you're feeling the morality, override, whatever.
it doesn't override policy though, because at that point it's mine. Or it's the store's, and the owner has given me permission to do what I deem correct. Which okay, so I can say maybe morality, which would also give the store a beneficial reputation, which is that we're an understanding establishment.
Yes, that's one thing I wanted to try to see too. Is like, think about what the goodwill your store would have. If people want to shop at your store anymore, if they like learn that you would just, if you lose it, too bad. Even if it's an engagement ring, it's like, holy, I'm not. It's like, forget.
But then there's the counter argument: is it's very clear policy. Like at a big sign on the door, you lose it you clear within 24 hours, it's the stores. Then at that point, should we just remove the policy? That's not the question, but
Well, again, that's valid, but but for me, not persuasive.
Could you make the argument that, it sounds like the nature behind the policy is to preserve space. So
Yes.
by relinquishing the ring back to its owner, it's in line with the nature of the policy.
yeah,
Yes,
I kind
that's what
of
wanted
briefly
to do,
mentioned
yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it too. Yeah, I wanted to see that's like, the ring is small. That's fine. Probably, there's probably not enough storage space for an entire like blanket, but a ring, okay, ring is easy. So, yeah, as long as you bring that in as a point, it's like, okay, good, you're engaging with the facts.
See, but then there's also, if it's just purely dissuasion, it's just purely made as a dissuasion, right? Because at that point where you can argue, well, it doesn't take much space, so it doesn't matter whether or not we give it back or not. Right? So,
Part of it, but then the point is she's there, she
I would-
called in, she took it back.
yeah, well then the argument could be, well, I mean, I wouldn't, honestly, if that was the point of the policy, I would probably change the policy slightly. I'd be like,
True, but I didn't, that's a non-answer.
right.
Like, so
That's-
I'm like, don't avoid the answer, don't avoid giving an answer.
Right, I would maybe add an addendum to talk to the boss about, after explaining why, addendum that this should be changed
But
to
again,
maybe.
she called in, she's there, she wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so carry out, this instance of action, and then
Change
it
policy.
opens a conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is make the decision why and then talk about changing policy to, instead of saying it becomes store property, it is no longer responsible for.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so one of the kind of caveats too is that you have 250 to 300 words, which is not long at all.
Okay, I can see that. Now here's a
So-
question. If they answered the question in that period of time, are you pissy if they just like make a mention beyond the word count, even though they've completely answered the problem and it's clearly separate, that this would be a discussion to change policy? Just out of curiosity.
I wouldn't give them points for it because it's
Right.
at best a minor issue. The main thing I wanted to see was like, the main issue that I saw is, does the benefit of adhering to SOAR policy outweigh like not adhering to it?
Right.
Right. Think about you as an establishment, think about you as a manager. Like what would be best for like the business in this instance?
I just find this scenario weird if it's in a law class, because,
I mean, it doesn't have to be realistic.
well, I mean, to my understanding,
Well-
store policy can't be considered law.
That's not the point. The point is that is the rule statement in this closed universe.
And it's an application of logic rather than
Right. It's an analysis exercise, not a
Right.
not a
But the reason why I find it strange though is so, because if this is for law, does that mean that the whole point is that if the policy is considered law for the purpose of the exercise because it is a closed world, it seems strange that you would have a scenario that would dissuade following, in this instance, the law, because that seems like something a lawyer shouldn't do.
No, that's not the case. Again, it's not a adherence to law exercise.
I know. I'm. That's what I'm saying is the fact that it's. But that's my point, is that it's not an international law exercise, which makes it strange to me for being a law course.
Well,
Does
it's
that
a
make
legal
sense?
Analysis. Again, the whole point is like how.
But
can
there's
you
no
have-
law involved.
Right. That's
How do you make a legal analysis without law?
because the legal analysis is applying a rule to facts, which is all you're doing here. The rule is that store policy is whatever, and then apply it to the facts.
So then, I guess I don't know. It just seems strange to me. So I understand the exercise. I just don't understand why that seems more like something that would be applicable to a business, not law. You know what I mean?
I think so, but still, like, the point is an exercise in logic. All right, great admiral. Who would have thought I'd be getting one of those? It's a Shoshone. What do caravels upgrade into? Ironclads? Yes. Not there yet.
So Christian, did you add on the commerce social policy?
I just did the open.
Okay. I'm wondering, is protectionism, do you have to get all of them in order to get that, or is it just that first line? It looks like you have to get all of them, yeah?
You need all.
Which sucks. That's a long ways away. I'm more apt to just keep going down freedom. For the immediate happiness. Oh, I still got zoos. I've never had to build this many zoos, but then again, I've never gone so hard into cities. Usually I like to have no more than like 6 cities.
Mm-hmm.
I just said, well, screw it. I went down Liberty super hard. I'm gonna abuse the heck out of that.
Yeah.
My gross unhappiness is 134 right now.
Mine is 99. That's not. No, it's quite a bit low, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, but I think that unhappiness doesn't include the non-policy for specialists, because I think specialists, the way it works, the multiplayer is different. So I'd potentially have like 150 or more. It's crazy. Oh well, I just need 2 more policies in order to get. I can get urbanization next. That'll help, and then I can go for the city-state trade routes and just boost up my tourism as much as possible and my culture, so I can catch up with Darius, hopefully. Because if I can just get so that I'm exotic with him, or he drops away from exotic with me, then I'll be set.
Wait, you can't. Huh? You can't. Can you not attack while you're. That's dumb. You can't attack units while your city's raising.
No, the city's no longer under your control.
Well, I will stop the raising and then re-raise it then. So easy.
I didn't even think of that.
My Gallius has 3 range. This is nice. I can actually make a decent push down the coast towards Stockholm.
Trying to run just rounds of my magic deck. The hardest thing about it is the fact that you have to try to shuffle 100 sleeved cards. My hands aren't big enough. And all my sleeves are new, so all the corners are super sharp.
Oh. Ouch.
Yeah. So I was just like, because I had it all stacked, right? So it was gonna be a pretty unfair shuffle where like all I get are lands or all I get are creatures, and I'm landlocked or something. So I'm sitting there, I'm like shuffling for like 20 something minutes, and the webbing between my thumb and my fingers, my index finger, just was so raw.
Yeah.
It hurts.
aircraft? Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
That. Okay, so how does it give that much more strength?
Give
Who's
what?
got it?
City combat strength.
Wait, who has it?
What'd it go from?
I don't know what it was before, but it was. I was going to be able to take it this turn.
It's probably not that much. It has a wall, and it has probably was up to like probably 10 more. Because I'm pretty sure it's a fraction.
Yeah, but its health went from like what it is now, percentage-wise. I think it had like 60 left, and I just did like 45, 50 to it.
So interesting. The base defense strength equals melee strength of the strongest unit built minus 10. And then the base range strength is the strength of the strongest unit built.
Oh, freaking A! It built it in a guide again? Shoot. No.
Is this Civ 6? Might be Civ 6. Yeah, this is districts. This isn't Civ 5. So it's the current, okay, the base is the current era of the civilization. Hills give it a boost. Aerial units do not garrison, do not add strength.
And they must have built at least a wall. Or
It's the
something.
wall. Yeah.
75, is that normal?
Just trying to plant a city near me. Like that.
Bombarded. Okay.
There's a reason why you're burning down that city. Because that's poo. I saw that in the Shoshone have set as poo ablaze, and I went, oh, there's got to be a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Railroad is a ways away. Okay.